Hello everyone. This morning I made a quick video for you talking about the gap and gap fills. We're near the end of the day today now. Another 15 minutes left before the market closes. Let's take a look at SPY. I still have a little bit of a cold, so bear with me here. But I talked about this gap fill area right here. The previous one up here at 280, 208, 280.08 or whatever it was that's been filled from Friday's candle. Not today's gap. There's currently a gap right here between 278.85 and 278.62, which I thought might offer a little bit of support. If we did get below it and stay below it, I thought that we'd see quite a bit of a pullback there. Not necessarily quite a bit, but we lost this bottom level here, and the outer fill, which for gap down would be the lower and a gap up would be the higher. The outer band is more support / resistance than the inner one would be. So you see, once we came down, we opened just above that one. We opened just above that gap fill, and I didn't play this one, but this would have been a good play. It actually came down and hit this bottom one, and we got support right there and had that big bounce. That would have been a nice play, and I said this in this morning's video to watch bounces off of these. We saw it last week with the other gap. It came down, and last week's actually came down and bounced off of the upper level. Today's came to the lower level and bounced right off of it. But then we lost all that, everything that we gained plus some. That once we lost this, you see we pulled way back right through the S1 pivot line. The S1 pivot line, not necessarily anything I would have jumped into right here, just because it was only one level of support. And also, I didn't really see any reversal candles other than a doji here. Nothing really here that looked too appealing to me. We came up. See, we got right through that first level for the gap into the second level, and once we passed that second level, we popped. Had a pretty big pop. So we had a 280.19. We had about a $3.40 or so range that we bounced around here from high to low. So had a pretty good range to play if you caught it right. This here, I don't know why this isn't, from a technical standpoint, I can't tell you why this is not a my mind just went blank. Wow. Dark cloud cover. Why it's not a dark cloud cover? The only thing I can think of is because this wick is above this candle. I would still consider that a dark cloud cover, though. And you see what happens here. And the definition of dark cloud cover is a candle that opens above the previous candle, which I think why it didn't flag it is because of the wick, and closes more than halfway below the body of the candle. So we have what I would consider dark cloud cover, and you see here we had nice pullback right back to today's open in the upper gap fill. Kind of bounced around in here. We came down, hit this support level again, this S1 pivot. Again, no real reversal signals. This was close to one here. This was close to a bullish engulfing. The only problem is this candle opened just a little bit higher than the close of this one. See, the close of this one was 77.79. The open of this one was also 77.79, but it wasn't quite a bullish engulfing. If it had been, that would have been a perfect entry, but I'd say it's close enough to be considered one. Just because thinkorswim didn't flag it as one. I think it would have been a pretty good entry. Obviously, it would have been a good entry looking back now. And you see right here we had is that a shooting star? That's a Haramy. Bearish Haramy right here. And we pulled back, and right now we're 10 minutes before the close, and we're right back at the upper gap fill. So if we close above what's that number? If we close above 278.85, this won't technically be a gap fill, and this will still be valid. And that could mean a couple of things. One is that gap fill still in play, but even better, that's a good support level for going into tomorrow. Now, if we don't hold that overnight, then it's tough to say what will happen for sure. But if we do hold that overnight, and we're above that level at the open tomorrow, then I would look for a green day tomorrow. It's not something I would buy to hold calls overnight, betting on that. But if we are above that level at the open tomorrow, barring any bad news tomorrow, I think we would close green tomorrow. I said this morning in this morning's video that I thought we'd pull back and end up with a red day. It's a red day. It's not real bad, but I thought maybe we'd pull back even a little bit more than this. But then it's hard to say. I mean, there's still 10 minutes left, and this candle's trying to lose this level. I think if we lose this level with 5 minutes to go, I could see it coming back even more now, because now that this gap's filled, if it looks like the market's going to close with this gap being filled, I think people are going to get a little bit worried and bail out. They're not going to want to hold through that. But that's my take on that. I did a couple of trades today. I did one SPY trade. I don't remember what let me see what my entry was. Try to pull it up here on my phone. Filled orders. I had a few trades today. My SPY trade, I entered calls at 10:33 a.m. So I got in calls just after the open of this candle, just about halfway through the open of this candle. And I'm not going to take credit for this entry. This isn't something I would normally enter. I was following somebody else's strategy, and I went in light. I only took two contracts. I paid $1.54 each. Sold them at $1.85 each at 10.54. So I entered them here 10.33. I sold them at 10.54, which would have been right at the close of this candle. That was, I don't know, 10.54 to 10.83. That's 30 cents, 29 cents, whatever. Now 185. I sold at 185, so 31 cents. That's 20%. But I don't want to take credit for that one, because it wasn't my my trade. Wasn't my alert. I was following somebody else's strategy, trying their strategy out, and I made a few other trades. I traded a couple other ones that weren't SPY, calls and puts, but again, they weren't my finds. I don't want to take credit for them, and I still don't know why. I don't know their reasoning for entering and exiting, so I'm not even going to try to explain it. But I went in light on all of them, just relying on their alert to get in and get out. So it was just something I was trying out, and I'll go back and try to back test later why, if I can understand what their reasoning was for, and maybe pick up on something else that somebody else does, and see if I can learn something from that. So, and that's all that's all I look for you to do here. I don't expect you to trade exactly like me or exactly like anybody else. Um, just find something you like and take a little bit of what this person does, a little bit of what that person does, and come up with your own strategy that works for you. Um, and that's what I'm doing. I found somebody has a pretty good success rate, and they have a pretty good success rate, and I thought I would see what their game plan's all about. So I tried jumping into their trades, and they were I think I got into 4 trades. Let me check that again. 1, 2, 3, yeah, 4 trades, and they were 3 winners, 1 loser. And I'll be honest, the loser was actually, I think, a break even for them. I only bought 1 contract, and the person that alerted it, it was down quite a bit, and they added to the position. They got out even. I got out for, I don't know, $11 loss. Yeah, I got out for $11 loss on that one. So, if you want to call it a loser, call it a loser. But I had 3 winners and then that 1 loser. But all in all, it was a pretty good day trading. They were small positions, and when it was all said and done, I was up, I don't know, $150 at the end of the day. So I'm not going to complain about that. So, but I'm gonna try this strategy a few more times, and like I said, I'll go back test it and see if I can break it down and figure out what it is, but what their reasoning was for getting in. The funny thing was, my exits, I was watching the charts when I'd enter. Obviously, I wasn't watching the chart before I entered because I had no idea what they were going to alert. But after I got in, I'd watch the chart, and I'd say, I think we're topping out here. I'm going to go ahead and set a sell order, and I sold out. The one I sold out, and it was probably 5 seconds after that they alerted they got out too. Another one, I sold 1 contract. I had 2 contracts. I sold 1 contract because I thought it was running out of steam. And as soon as I sold the 1 contract, they alerted they got completely out. So I went ahead and sold the 2nd contract. But that tells me we're kind of seeing the same exit signals. Just not sure. Like I said, obviously they're successful and they know what they're doing, from what I've seen anyway. But to get in at what I say 1033, I don't know what they saw here unless it was this big candle. But not sure what prompted them to get in right here. But whatever it was, it worked out. I probably would have played more something closer to here if we had a secondary support level or some kind of a candle signal, reversal signal. There's a doji there, but a doji's not a reversal signal, so I would need something. Maybe that's what they saw. Maybe they saw the doji, and this was that's possible what it was there. That was the doji, and this was the confirmation candle. I still don't like this. It wouldn't be ideal for me because of the risk reward. Because your stop out, at a minimum, your stop out's going to be down here. And your reward, your first reward's here. The first resistance would be here, and the second here. That's still not very good risk reward, but like I said, I went in light. I took 2 contracts. So what I spent $300 on my entry. Just wanted to see what it was all about and see if it worked out. It did, so I'm happy for that. But yeah, that's what I'm seeing, what I saw for today on the SPY. And like I said, I really didn't watch the SPY. I was busy with work, and I was just waiting for the alerts from this other trader to come in. So I didn't really watch SPY myself, and except for the time that I was in it. Let's take a look at the daily chart. You see we're actually going to close either a doji or a spinning top. either way, a doji slash spinning top is a sign of indecision, possible reversal. Market's not sure what it's going to do, but based on the fact, and there's the bell, based on the fact that it's going to close right above this gap, I'm going to think that this is going to hold. I'm going to think this is going to hold, and I think we go green tomorrow. Again, I'm not going to hold overnight counting on that, but this is something that would require confirmation. At a minimum, you want to see us open above, at least, ideally open above this level, but at least at a minimum, open in this range and break above this level. If we break above today's close, then I'd feel pretty secure that we're going to have a nice green day tomorrow, decent green day. Maybe a close up here around the 280 level. So hard to say. News really changes things. So again, I still think that we have some resistance, and I called it this morning, resistance around the 280.30 level because of this, the top of this gap fill created a support level for these candles. So we have three levels here that were right around the 280.30. Today's high 280.19. So we got real close to that level today. But again, based on this candle today, I wouldn't be surprised to see some green tomorrow. So anyway, that's about it for today. I'm gonna continue following this other strategy for a few days and see what turns of it, what comes of it, and we'll go from there. Talk to you later. Thanks.